Hello people, I am JABY KOAY. This is my guest, MEGHAN MAYHEM. We are looking at SULEMANI KEEDA, and later on this weekend or next week, I may review the film, as it's on Netflix. This was recommended to me by Naveen Kasturia. I'm looking at my phone to make sure I say his name correctly. I don't want to mess it up. Naveen Kasturia was the star of TVF Pictures, a show that most of you guys are familiar with. That was a really, really awesome show, and I quite enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to season 2. But Naveen reached out to me, and he asked me to look at this trailer and his movie, so I thought I would oblige. This is called SULEMANI KEEDA. It's the official trailer, and you can find it on the Viral Fever Videos YouTube channel.
We are writing partners.
जैसे सलीम जावेद,
जैसे अब्बास मस्तान, लक्ष्मीकांत प्यारेलाल,
मदन मोहन। हाँ, करते क्या हो तुम लोग?
सिनेमा।
Sir, it's a mix of LSD and हुकूमत, with shades of Devdi, and the costumes will be like other. मैडम वो सूरज बरजाता जी का नंबर दे दीजिए, उनके लिए भी एक कहानी लिखी है। करण जौहर जी का घर नहीं है, फराह खान जी का दे दीजिए, उनके लिए भी एक कहानी है हमारे।
Yeah, sure. Okay, all the best.
My first film's template, European cinema. Sex scenes वगैरह.
Oh my god.
अगले साल हमें एक बड़ी फिल्म लिखनी है, किसी बड़े खान के साथ। हमें यहाँ से यहाँ जाना है।
क्या हम तुम बीवी हो क्या मेरी?
कोई लड़की होता ना देखता नहीं तेरी ओर। मैं अपना लाइन बताता हूँ। गांजा मांगोगे कोक देंगे, रिश्वत मांगोगे ठोक देंगे। एंटी करप्शन।
तुम्हें जिंदगी में सबसे ज्यादा क्या पसंद है?
लिखना।
Not sex.
ये तू नहीं, तेरा इंफीरियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स बोल रहा है। लड़की मिली नहीं तो बहन बना लिया, लड़की मिली नहीं तो नाइस गर्ल हो गई। अबे माना वो हूर है तो लंगूर है, माना वो अमीर है तो गरीब है। इसका ये मतलब नहीं तुझे एक्शन नहीं मिल सकता।
Never found conventionally good-looking men attractive. I like men who are not that good-looking.
चख रहा हूँ खुशबुएं ज़ुबां पे, सुन रहा हूँ नब्ज़ों में रवां नज़्में, तिलिस्मी ये समा है।
बहुत हो गया ये चोरी चोरी प्यार, अब डाकू बन डाकू।
पता नहीं यार, शायद डर लगता है।
किस बात का डर? There's only one life, my friend.
शायद इसी बात का डर। There's only one life.
क्यों ये मानूं मैं, जाना है तुमको, क्यों ये मानूं मैं, जाना है तुमको।
I love you.
शोना।
Shona. Sadnan loves Sabah. Sibi loves Umrah. Umrao. Jaan.
No जान।
Jaan.
No जान ही है।
और अगर उत्तर मिले तो मुझे आके समझा देना कि तुमको जिंदगी या लाइफ के बारे में क्या समझ आया, क्योंकि मुझे अब तक कुछ समझ में आया नहीं।
That's really cool. That's the first film trailer I've seen in a while that feels like an indie film that I genuinely want to check out. Because oftentimes when I see these indie trailers that feel like indie trailers, you know what I'm talking about? By like...
where it feels like it's supposed to be relatable and quirky.
Yeah, exactly.
And this one feels actually relatable and, you know, a little more real.
Well, exactly.
Honest, yeah.
Add to the fact that it's about these guys who are filmmakers, essentially. And so it's totally relatable for us, because we are familiar with the situations they're describing and those kinds of people that you encounter,
Yep.
and the weird kind of interests of these odd actress types that are like super compelling to talk to, and then you find out what's going on in their head, and it's like, I don't understand, but I can't look away. Basically.
I was really amused with the broken glass sound that was used throughout.
Right.
With the opening of the eyes, glass breaking, the sipping, glass breaking. That was
Right.
funny.
I hope that's in the movie. Yeah. I genuinely hope that's in the film as an indication of when he's having that moment of surprise, as opposed to like the light bulb.
Yeah.
It's the sound of glass breaking.
The
like hello. I feel like I've been in those situations with the girl who was like, or maybe I'm the one who's saying that shit.
I did.
Like the girl who's like, I'm not into the super handsome guys. I'm into, you know, what was she saying? I'm into like more average looking guys that are interesting.
Not good looking.
Not good looking.
Yeah. Not conventionally good looking.
Yeah, that's something I would say.
Yeah.
So I'm the weird one here.
I did like the line, you know, there's only one life, and that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
There's only one life. Interesting line.
Yeah, it is an interesting line. That is you're dealing with your own mortality.
Or you're afraid that you only have one shot and you're screwing it up.
Well, that too. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're dealing with your mortality, that this is your one opportunity and it's not going exactly like how you had planned. That can really mess with you.
Absolutely.
Especially when you see the brevity of time in front of you and you're like, oh shit.
Well, you say, you get your 20s, you're like, oh God, I screwed up my teens. I should have done this in my teens. You hit your 30s and you're like, oh God, I had my 20s and I didn't do this.
Right. Well, exactly. I was looking at yesterday.
If only I had done this when I had the chance.
Right. I liked his response to the situation, Naveen's response to the situation every time. It felt so real when he says, are you my wife? Why are you talking to me this way? He goes, if I was a woman, I wouldn't even look at you. And he had this moment where
he was like, oh yeah.
He looks at himself. But the way he looked at himself felt very real. Because generally speaking, when you see those type of scenes, the actors will be like, and then it's this big kind of gesture as they check themselves out.
Talk to me.
Yeah. But he was very simple about it. Like, he barely glanced at himself, but you knew exactly what he was thinking. What was the other thing you said? Oh, okay. There was a show I watched called True Detective. Did you see True Detective?
I did. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I saw the first season.
There's a great moment. Yeah, it was the first season. There's a great moment that I like to share with people, and it's kind of relevant because of what you said about the philosophy in this trailer, about him being afraid he's only got one life. Woody Harrelson says something to the effect, he's got this monologue, and he says something to the effect of, you keep looking forward to the good years, and then you realize that they already happened.
Or that you were in the good years at the time.
Yeah, you were in the good years already, and it's kind of slipped through your fingers.
Yeah.
And that really kind of, even though you hear these things all the time, like carpe diem, live for today, seize the moment, that for some reason hit me more than anything else. And so I'm always thinking of that whenever I see something like speaking this message of, I'm afraid that this is my only chance and I might be messing it up. It's like, well,
You never quite know if this is your peak.
Right. But the thing, for those of you who are aspiring filmmakers or artists or whatever, the important thing to realize is, it's not always about the success and failure. It's also about enjoying the process.
Absolutely. Yes. And, something you could have worked on that you loved working on and it was just your passion project, even if it kind of fizzles and it didn't really do what you thought it was going to be, then you can look back and be like, I had so much fun making that.
Exactly.
It bombed, but I had so much fun making it. And then you don't think about that because you're lamenting over the fact that it didn't, make you a superstar.
Right.
But you had a great time making this thing.
Well, exactly.
The process of it.
Right. And the people you meet along the way, the experiences you have, they're irreplaceable. But anyway, about this film specifically, I think this looks like a lot of fun. The acting looks very real.
Very real.
Like, that was my comment on him in TVF Pictures, was every time he did things understated. And it felt very real because of that. It didn't feel like, I'm not going to say this actor's name because I don't want to take a shit on him, but he's a very famous actor in America, and he just has this stoic look all the time. He does absolutely nothing. You know exactly who I'm talking about, don't you?
There's a couple of them.
Okay. But it's this, they've taken the do nothing acting to a whole other level where they're literally doing nothing and there's no emotion going on. Whereas here, he's not doing much, but you still feel his emotional state and his mental state.
Little mannerisms, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Is very, very selective about the moves he makes, and I like that a lot. I don't know if he's doing it deliberately or if it's all just natural, but it feels very real to me, and I enjoy it quite a bit. So even just for that, I think this is worth checking out. So I'm interested because of the characters involved, the acting, the story, and there's obviously some cool comedic moments and relatable stuff. So
for sure.
Yeah, this looks like a lot of fun. Thanks you guys so much for hanging out with us. Please check out Meghan Mayhem on the social media. Check out other reactions, reviews, short films, video game related videos. For those of you who are into indie films, I have a short films playlist in the description below. Be sure to click on that. You'll find a lot of variety there. I am JABY KOAY. This is
Meghan Mayhem.
Peace out.